I feel like when you lose a game as a competitor, when you lose a game to the same opponent and you have that chance again in a final, bro, as the team that won the first time, you probably have to be like two times better.
If you think the performance was about not like us, then you are completely on a different side. It was not
No,
about not like us.
I didn't say it was about.
So why
I said
you
there were subtle references leading up to not like.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Finally, we have Tosin back again, and we have Kyrie as well. So we're talking about Super Bowl this for this short episode. I just want to get your reactions, like based on what you guys watched. The Super Bowl itself as a whole, not just the halftime show, but the whole show as a whole, as a spectacle. What do you guys think about the game that was played? Like the build up to the game, how the game ended, and also I like to know what you guys think about the halftime. But let's start with like what you guys think about the game itself.
The Kendrick bowl, you mean?
Kendrick Bowl.
Yeah, man, everyone tuned in to see Kendrick
Facts,
dance
facts.
on Drake's grave. I think it was also the
A
most viewed.
minor.
It was also the most viewed
So
halftime show
halftime show. Yeah, so it's
ever,
clear that
right?
people actually
People
came to
really,
view.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
But that aside, I guess looking at the game itself, honestly, it was disappointing. I won't even lie. That like obviously it's Mahomes and everything. So there was a point where the expectation was, I was thinking, okay, like it's Mahomes, like he'll still get this game close. But I think as a halftime, the way they ended the half, I was like, oh yeah, this game is done. There was a particular touchdown. I was like, I think the interception, the pick six rather.
Yeah.
When that happened, I was like, yeah, like I just think mentally there's no coming back from this, and I feel like with Jalen Hurts, with Philly and everything, those guys. I feel like when you lose a game as a competitor, when you lose a game to the same opponent, and you have that chance again in a final, bro, you're as the team that won the first time, you probably have to be like two times better to even have a chance, right? Because those guys are coming with so much like vengeance, so much fuel. Always just like, bro, we can't lose this game. And the thing with teams like that too is once they go up, normally if that was any other Super Bowl matchup between even say the same two teams, but there wasn't that recent history, I feel that game probably gets close. But as those guys, scored more and more, I'm sure like the competition between them was like, oh more like guys, like we need to keep pressing their neck, like until this game is over. Like you need to approach the game in a certain way. So I feel like that made it very hard to, for those guys to sort of let Chiefs back into the game. And bro, their defense was insane.
That's so they
I
have the
don't
best
even
defense in
know.
the league.
Yeah. But I don't even know if I would say obviously their defense was insane, but at the same time, feel like they could have protected Mahomes a bit better as well. But bro, like man, they didn't let him do much, right? And I feel like the times Mahomes then had a chance to do something, it was almost like it was already flustered, right? So it was just like, bro, like I don't think I've ever watched him throw so many bad passes where like, bro, like how are you even attempting those? So yeah, I think overall again, I think it was a disappointing game for me. Towards the end, Chiefs started picking it up.
They're
That
picking
was
up with second team.
yeah,
I
you
mean,
know what I'm saying? Like that.
they were down. They were down to 34-0. Like there
Yeah, the
was no
Philly put on their
34-0.
second team.
Yeah,
Right.
there
So
was no coming
yeah,
back
there was no
from,
coming back. I just wish they
because
did
what do you
over in
need
the
there?
first half.
You need about
Like
five
five touchdowns.
five touchdowns.
We
Like
And
don't
all I have to convert everything.
and the biggest part about you saying that Tosin is like, let's not forget the part with no response, and that's why I felt like, they had lost that game because I'm like, you guys can go on that scoring run, but I don't see a world where Philly stops scoring, and that
Yeah.
was just it for me. It's like when people, I was on Twitter and people were talking about like, oh, they're posting like the Tom Brady.
Yeah,
20, I don't 20 something three
28
scoreline,
3, and he came
right?
back.
And he came back. But I'm like, I'm sorry, but this game I've watched, these guys cannot stop Philly from scoring. So like I don't see that happening. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
zero field goals, zero actual like touch. Like there was no chance in hell for Mahomes to work any magic, you know.
Yeah,
And if you're throwing a pick six, like in the first half of a game, like they're literally killing every single ounce of confidence you have. That's what's happening at that point, and the defenders are touching you at every point in time. Pause. But literally, like that was the situation the entire that was the situation the entire game. They couldn't
I
stop
think
them, and I
he
think
got sacked like five
multiple
times in
times.
the first
Yeah,
half.
bro. He got
multiple
sacked
times. But
there,
then
bro.
Scary.
the biggest thing is that is the entire like not game plan, but that is what Kansas Chiefs thrive on. The fact that Mahomes has that time in that pocket to be able to get certain people that he's like he can find a pass. That's not his issue. But what they were doing to him in that defense was a thing of like we're not going to allow you see someone be like in less than five like less it was less than 3 seconds. Like I don't think we
Hmm.
realize how quick those things are. It's like you get Mahomes gets the pass in less than 2 3 seconds. They're already on him, and
Yeah,
I think the most impressive thing was just seeing the level of preparation that Philly had compared to Kansas Chiefs that have been there multiple times. Like obviously, like I you said, Kansas Chiefs they are the ones that have to prove that like this is our second Super Bowl in they just won back to back, so they were going for their third one, right? And it didn't look like they had been there because of just how um,
Prepared.
prepared Philly was. And
yeah,
honestly,
yeah,
I was extremely impressed, and I'm happy for Jalen Hurts. I'm
yeah.
happy for AJ Brown. I'm happy for
Second,
who
Second
that
Barkley.
Saquon
yeah,
Barkley. Saquon Barkley, I'm extremely happy for him because
yeah,
obviously the whole thing with New York Giants, injuries, all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm happy for guys that actually do have a storyline and then they end up winning that ultimate thing. And it's like the NFL, bro, you could literally play because that's the thing. Like, it's not that big a league, but imagine going through your entire career, going to the Super Bowl, not winning anything. Because most players do end up at the Super Bowl at least once. If you switch teams 2 3 times, like at some point, your actual like luck would come in play, and then you might end up in Super Bowl, right? Or at least some form of like AFC or NFC championship. So yeah, like I'm happy that those guys are. There's a guy I'm forgetting Smith. He's also like a wide receiver. I think he had a touchdown as well in that game. But yeah,
yeah,
overall, that's really my take on it. Like, but honestly, I'm just happy that that Kansas Chiefs whole like three peats didn't happen, and we don't have
Same
that
here.
whole. They're already a
That's
dynasty.
Taylor
They're
Swift,
sort of a
bro.
dynasty. Like
That's
Taylor
Yeah,
just
they've
it.
been
Swift,
I'm
to
happy.
5 Super Bowls in
Travis
5 years.
Kelsey.
That's a
Yeah,
dynasty.
so it has to be a
Yeah,
dynasty.
I'm just
But I'm
happy Taylor
happy
Swift
that
didn't
didn't
get
happen.
screen time, bro.
Bro, she already
Man,
won the
apparently the
man. She don't
rumor
care.
was the rumor was that Travis
Swift
Kelsey was going to
proposed.
propose under
Yeah,
the confetti if they
yeah.
won.
She get that
I
shit
would
back,
have
Put
turned
bro.
off my
that, put that
TV,
ring,
man.
put that ring back in
I
your
would have turned
pocket.
off my TV. What do you guys
Oh,
feel
but
about the halftime show?
I think Kaidi kind of summed it up well. I think obviously the whole thing was centered around Kendrick performing not like us, which is a bit unfair because it kind of divided the crowd, or let's just say the audience, because what I realized is there are people that obviously Drake fans, and then there's people that wanted Lil Wayne to perform in New Orleans. So as opposed to just appreciating how good the production was for that show, because I watched it after, like I watched it during the Super Bowl and I watched it after, and that set was amazing. Like if you're looking at the design, the performance, the songs, like his outfit, everything that was put together on that show, on for that performance was amazing. But then obviously all the discourse around Drake, Lil Wayne took away from how good it was. But for me, I really enjoyed it. To be fair, but
yeah,
yeah, Andrew, how do you feel? Okay,
yeah, and
Okay.
I think with that performance, right? I think one major thing that
excuse me.
took away from the performance, and that's not Kendrick's fault, And I feel even outside of what you're saying as well, Tosin, is we have to. I believe Kendrick is also the first rapper to
Yeah,
headline like a Super Bowl halftime show on his own, right?
yeah.
And I feel like the Super Bowl crowd is not the one for a black rapper, really and truly, right? Like you have people that are more into probably pop or something. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the crowd, like for the most part, is like a rich white crowd, right? How many of those guys are actually sitting down and listening to like black rappers, right? So I feel like that is the biggest force he was fighting against. You know, you obviously had the crowd that was well into that, the crowd that wanted to see him perform, not like us and all, but there were also clips where you just saw people just mopping, where it's just like they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like some, so for some of those guys, might be seeing Kendrick for the first time. You get what I'm saying? And it's understandable, and I don't think that should take anything away from his performance. But I think that was probably the biggest thing. Um, in addition to that, I personally feel, you know, if I'm judging the performance based off of what I watched, I agree that it was a, you know, it's a 10/10 performance. Like,
Literally,
you know, it was
literally.
really good. But at the same time, I also was disappointed, and my own reason being, I listened to Kendrick. I've always listened to Kendrick, and for what I know Kendrick has in his locker, the
Like what
choice,
though?
like his song selections, like I feel the set list was not
Okay, so which
great.
song do you expect him to have performed that
I'm
he
not
didn't
about to start
perform?
listing
No,
songs
just
right
give me
now,
one song.
but
Just one song. One song.
let's even say
Any
let's
song.
even you're putting me on the spot. Let's say all right. I know he has performed all right before
That's
at the
why he
Super
didn't
Bowl.
perform
But
it.
no, but you. Like I know he has, but I can't really think of songs right now. But I'm just giving all right to say like if I look at my Kendrick playlist for instance, right, there's probably one or two songs off of my Kendrick playlist of like, okay, these are Kendrick's best songs, right? So again, for me, it's like if you're coming to the Super Bowl that you're headlining for the first time, you probably have a lot of people that don't know who Kendrick is. Like, I don't think the best approach is performing your most recent album to new people. Like I feel like your most recent album doesn't speak to who you really are as an artist. Again, just because of how deep Kendrick's bag is. So I felt like, okay, I understand you performing some of those songs, but like mix it up a little bit more than just, you know, he did Humble, he did was that Black Panther. This thing, you know, they were nice songs, don't get me wrong. Like, but again, just knowing that okay, this guy has more to show. Like I don't think anyone that hasn't listened to Kendrick that day, for instance, I don't think they come there. I don't think they see that and think, okay, like based off of this performance, I really, really I know who this guy is, if that makes any sense, right? Like I feel like new people should leave that performance feeling like, oh, okay, like I actually know what this guy is about to a certain extent. But anyways, that's how I feel. I feel like the performance, if I block out everything from a personal perspective, like oh, I'm a Kendrick fan, I listen to Kendrick, I know what more he can do. I think that was a great performance. But if I'm looking at it from again just the set list, so just like okay, your choice of songs, like bro, how do you have like the biggest performance of your career pretty much, and this is your set list? That part I just don't understand. Well, I guess that's just me.
Yeah, but just to piggyback off what you said, like I understand where you're coming from, and I was also in this. I'm also in the same boat in a way, but the reason why I'm not fully on that boat is because the performance wasn't necessarily just a performance. If you go back and like watch it again, you see that it was more like a drama. It was like a play. It was like a stage play, and it had a storyline to it. And the storyline is why those songs were selected, right? So when Samuel L. Jackson says, "Do what people will like," those are the songs that you mentioned, "Humble" and
Okay.
because people
Wait,
like
okay,
want.
wait, Andrew. Okay, now as you just said, I just remembered something I was thinking too,
Yeah,
which was I feel like the storyline, in addition to what you're saying, a lot of it was also like a lead up to Not Like Us, right?
no, it's
Yes,
not. It
yes.
wasn't
It
about.
was. I think
You are
there were
no,
subtle
yeah.
ways. Like
Anyways,
okay. For instance,
but
okay,
I'm
chill.
being real. Like,
No,
is
okay,
it?
chill.
See, wait, hold on,
One more
hold
thing.
on,
And let me just say one
hold
last
on.
thing.
Let me finish. Let me finish. If you think the performance was about Not Like Us, then you are completely on a different side. It was not
No,
about Not Like
I didn't
Us.
say I didn't say it was about.
So why are
I said
you?
there were subtle references leading up to not like us. So as he was passing across a message that he was, there were okay. For instance, the first thing, can you remember the first thing Kendrick said on the mic when he started that performance?
Yeah, this is the revolution's about to be televised. You picked
Okay,
the
so
right group but the
now
wrong guy.
exactly. So you can't tell me when someone says that there's one side to it that he means, but there's also the subtle side to it of like, okay, yeah, like you guys are about to also watch me like dance on Drake. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like he was on some like double sided. Like, you really think Kendrick made that first statement, and in his mind, like there was absolutely no thought of Drake into that.
I don't know. Maybe
And
I'm maybe
you guys have
Like,
to be
let's
real.
be
And
honest.
I love the fact that Andrew always plays devil's
yeah,
advocate,
but that's the thing.
which
But
yes,
maybe I'm just being meal. But I feel like
yeah,
the performance was 75% talking about black whatever, black culture, black this, black that. Even that's the same. The beef with Drake is all about the black culture, black this,
yeah,
black
yeah.
black
It
that.
draws from
So
that. It draws
then,
from that.
25% is the Drake part because he's
But
using the Drake part to pass that message. That's
yeah,
just all I've been
yeah,
seeing.
but that's my point. So it's like
Yeah,
it's intertwined, right? Like you can't really separate them. Even like there was a point during the distance he goes when it was like, oh yeah, they love to sue. Like that was
yeah,
like
but
midway in the
that's bro. I
performance.
think that's the end of the show, bro.
No, that was no, that was in
That
the
was
end.
before Not Like
That
Us.
was somewhere.
That was
Yeah,
when you now
it
performed
was
your
midway. It was midway.
humble and yeah,
Andrew,
that's when you performed humble and the all the stars.
yeah,
But
but
anyways,
a lot of things. No, just one last thing. We can't underestimate like how people were talking about, oh, there's going to be this lawsuit, there's going to be this, he can't perform this song, the NFL is going to have to do this in court. And literally, the point he was proving in that whole performance was that I am going to do this song and people are going to sing everything word for word on the biggest stage in the American sport, like whatever. That was the whole point. Like, and obviously we can pick and choose, okay, what he said here, how we led up to that, but the point of that performance and the point of that song, which again, like Heidi said, kind of took away from his catalog, it was still to get to where he wanted to, which was performing Not Like Us. Like that was what
Like
everyone
no,
was waiting for. Why would
I agree with that. Like that was the high, that was the peak of the performance. But I'm saying the performance as a whole, like Kyrie was talking about his song selection, and I'm just defending the song selection because the song selection matches the play he was trying to, the drama he was trying to
fair
arrange,
enough,
right?
fair enough,
Because
yeah.
if you remember, Samuel L. Jackson was like, "You guys are doing this, like this. Your rapping thing is too ghetto, is too blah blah blah." So he had to perform songs that are technically ghetto, right, to match that same narrative. And then when Uncle Sam changes it to okay, perform something more, happy, something more pop. He did the pop songs like the All Right and Humble. And then Kendrick was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that anymore." And then he performed like a freestyle of one of these is like an a cappella of one of these his latest songs on his rap album. I think Man in the Garden also.
yeah,
Then he now went to All Right as the now the intro to All Right. So it's like it matches. That's why he selected those songs. It's not because of anything, but he selected it just to match the performance. If he didn't have any like structure or anything like the way other shows have been, other halftime shows have been, that's just hit after hit after hit. Yes, he would have just been dropping hit after hit after hit, like he would have done normally. But because there's like a story to this, so he had to pick those songs. On when there's stories to things, it might not go as we all want. Like he's obviously not performing all the popular songs because some of them will be like some lower streaming songs and stuff. But it's just how he had to do just to fit that narrative that he was trying to push. He still
yeah.
did the song that everybody wanted. If he did that performance without doing Not Like Us, that would have been like, bro, what are you doing? This is a waste of time. But he still did
Mm,
what we all wanted. But he just made it. He just tried to rearrange it in a way that
But
I'm not just
but
performing my top 100 tracks or top 10 hits. No, that's what people do when they go on stage. Just perform
yeah,
their top 10 and go.
but to that point, right? And I guess this is my own last point for like on NFL and the performance is if Kendrick decided not to perform, say Not Like Us, right? Would have considered that like a
An L.
like an average performance. So it's like, okay, that wasn't it, right? But and I feel like that's my whole thing, right? Where it's just like guy, if Kendrick decided to perform his top songs and didn't perform Not Like Us, again, I feel that would have been a great performance. But obviously the fans want to see Not Like Us. Do you get what I'm saying? So I understand him giving the fans that, right? But now when we look at some of the Super Bowl performances of the past, the ones that we consider like memorable and things like that, right? It has a lot to do with the whole performance itself. It's hardly ever like, oh, bro, that Beyonce performance was amazing. It was because she performed a particular song. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But I feel like with Kendrick's performance, like people are going to look back at it and the the highlight of his performance would not be the amazing choreography or the coordination or the this or the storyline. It would be Not Like Us. It would be Cedric. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It would be like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it would be about the rap beef.
And
And
how
I
it led
feel
up
it,
to this.
yeah, so it's like again, that's what the fans want. I understand that, but again, me, I'm a Kendrick fan, I'm a Cole fan, I'm a Drake fan. I love all those guys, right? But it's like as a Kendrick fan, like trying to just look outside of everything, it's like, bro, like this, like Kendrick is so much more than that. But no one got to see the other side of Kendrick
But we did
outside
two
of.
years ago. He's performed the hits 2 years ago. Why people keep forgetting that
But
he
but,
already did Super Bowl
but
2 years
no, but
ago?
no, but that's the thing though, Andrew.
He's a
I feel like that.
creative. He's
No,
not
but
just a regular guy.
I feel like that
He's
plays
always
into
trying
that
to think
though.
outside the box. He's done it before, so doing it again would be like repetitive.
But
Imagine
when
him
he
doing
did
it
it
again
before,
and everybody's
was it
saying
that
that
memorable
he did
though?
this last exactly. People will say you're just doing the same song again, that he doesn't
No,
have
no,
hits.
but guys, it's not the same thing. Because when you're leading something and when you perform at the Super Bowl, like, because I feel like the stage he had this time is obviously different from when he performed
Yeah, yeah,
before.
agreed.
Do
I
you get
feel
what I'm
like
saying?
in my own opinion, I agree with everything you're saying. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate as usual. But in my own opinion, I feel what would have made this performance even better is just collabs more than Caesar. Just other artists would have, like maybe
I
Lil Wayne, or
love
like a
I
surprise
love
collab would have killed it.
I love the one with he would have had Lil Wayne on there, but there's just
Yeah,
too much drama.
too much
But
beef. Yeah,
I loved the performance with SZA, like especially All the Stars. That's probably one of my favorite songs with the two of
yeah.
them.
Yeah. And
But yeah,
then I
let's
guess
round this. Let's round up.
so sorry, one last thing.
Before we go too deep.
No, one last thing. No. This one, and this one is just a comment, right? I think it's silly that people are coming for. So, for instance, the people saying like, "Oh, Serena doing her
Yeah,
whole
Serena.
thing,"
Yeah,
right? I find it silly that people are trying to pretend like there's no Drake element to that. By the way, right? Like the whole like trying to tie it back to
that is who
Olympics.
Kendrick is. He
No, no,
double
no, no,
entendres
no.
everything.
But I'm not saying Kendrick, for instance. I'm even saying like I saw some stuff about her husband coming out and people defending that, and I'm like, you guys are silly if you think you want to tie that back to just Olympics because okay, why all of a sudden it is the one song, that it was about Drake. That's your ex that you dance. You know what I'm saying? Like you could
Yeah,
have
yeah.
you could have done that
No,
at the
but
beginning of the show or mid. Why that
wait,
song? And then
wait. Hold on,
you're
hold
mad
on.
at people for saying oh it's because of Drake.
Hold on. Just one thing. In the rap beef, somebody called Serena first.
Oh yeah, and her husband.
Drake
Yeah,
called
he
out
did. Yeah,
Serena.
yeah.
That's the only reason why she's there.
Oh no, no, I know.
Kendrick is still on that thing. But the reason why he told her to creep walk, she could have done any other thing. But the creep walk was just to make it look like for people to have this argument of it's Olympics, it's Wimbledon.
No, I know.
But the
But
reason why she's there, that's what I'm saying, is the 2 million thing, is the Kendrick double entendre thing, so that people will have this narrative. So he's going with what you are saying, like, okay, because of beef, that's why he brought her. But he
yeah.
also told her to creep
But
walk just so that people will think it's for a different
I
reason.
I wish her husband didn't come out again, unless it was a fake account. So, but I wish her husband didn't come out and say all that. Like, was just like, oh, almost like we people. It shows that people don't know what's going on. So I'm just like, bro, like you're not that naive, man. Come on.
Yeah. Don't mind that guy. He's a
Like,
Reddit guy. Don't mind that guy.
well, yeah, nah. I think that's it from me, Sha. Yeah, that was a solid performance still.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Wonder
No,
who will
Yeah,
be
I guess
next
that's
to.
I
that's
Wait,
guess
wait. Question. Who do you guys think is the best for next year's? Just nominate anyone you think will be best for next year's Super Bowl halftime.
bro, Drizzy,
Drake.
man.
Who?
Like Drake, bro. I feel like Drake is the
Chance
perfect.
Canadian, bro. They're not gonna put him up. Before they put
No,
him up,
no,
Thunder
but
and Strike.
They won't.
he's rejected it twice. He's rejected it twice or three times.
Please, please.
They
That's
won't going
rumor.
forward. They won't going forward, job. But I feel
He
like Drake is
rejected
one
it
of the
twice. But
best
then Jay
Super
Z
Bowl
also
guys.
chooses whoever like performs. So like Drake and Jay Z are not.
Or Taylor Swift.
Taylor has done it before, no? Taylor has
Actually,
definitely done it
I'm
before.
not
I think
sure.
Taylor Swift has
But should
definitely
be a
performed
good.
at this.
Should also be a good.
If she has done it, it wasn't recent. 'Cause I know the last five.
Yeah. But
Probably
anyways,
she might have.
I think it's a good place for us to round it up.
Yeah, I'm thinking Chris
Um.
Brown, but yeah.
They ain't putting Chris Brown on that stage though. But Chris Brown would be a great. He
Yeah,
would
it
be
would
a
be.
great.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
No, Chris Brown
Yes,
would
that
be
will give us a
a
show.
great Super Bowl now. If you give it, because he would actually give you a show, like a real show, and he has the songs to also like back it
Yep.
up, right? So,
Hmm.
but yeah. Anyways, let us know what you guys think about the Super Bowl, the game itself, and of course the performance.
Halftime show.
Yeah, the halftime show. So, yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Share, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah, see you guys
Peace.
next episode. Peace.